What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. Today, I wanted to talk about the spot price of silver climbing back up into the $25 an ounce range, as well as talking a little bit about the latest inflation disaster. The report just came out yesterday. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Subscribe to my second channel for weekly videos. Go and get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. Come and join us in the Precious Metals VIP Club for giveaways, live streams, deal alerts, and a whole lot more. I will be going live tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come hang out. And of course, make sure to go and get your 5 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. Refer 1 friend by the 18th, they're going to give you 10 free random stocks. Refer 3 friends by the end of the month, and they're going to give you a spin on the Webull wheel, which gets you 1 to 15 free shares of Apple. Everything will be linked in the description. So today is Wednesday, April 13th, 2022. The current spot price of silver as I'm filming the video is $25.69. It's up 36 cents or up 1.42%. A strong green day for the beautiful white metal. Spot price of gold is $19.79.80. It's up $13.60 or up 0.69%. A pretty strong green day for the beautiful yellow metal as well. And of course, the gold to silver ratio is in the 76 to 77 to 1 range. But of course, that's as I'm filming the video at like 9:30 in the morning, not as I'm editing, posting, or as you're watching. So head on down to the comments and let me know the date and time you're viewing the video and what the current spot price is for you. I'm always curious. All right, so for those of you that didn't take a look at the latest CPI report, the inflation stats for the month of March, which just came out yesterday, pretty bad. Now, as you can see on screen, the silver and gold that we have, which we're going to get into in just one moment, have a little bit of fractional gold over here, some 10-ounce bars, Kraken, Werewolf, some miscellaneous coins, miscellaneous bars, Aztec calendar round, and some 90% over there. There's something very specific when it comes to silver and gold that I wanted to talk about today, but we're going to have to put that on pause till later in the video because we need to talk about this latest inflation report. But before we dive into that report, let me do a quick rundown of the last couple of reports. In January, we learned that in December, inflation climbed to 7%. In February, we learned that inflation in January climbed to 7.5%. Then in March, we learned that inflation in February climbed all the way up to 7.9%. Not only is this the highest inflation we've seen in over 40 years, but it's also the most rapidly growing. So last month, the big headline number was 7.9%, with a majority of the components inside the report on the rise as well. Coincidentally, last month we also had the Federal Reserve's long-awaited meeting where the taper would officially come to an end and rates would finally start going up and hopefully begin to get inflation under control. Now, we didn't 100% know exactly what to expect from the meeting. We knew what we could probably expect: a series of 25 basis point rate hikes over the course of several months into 2023 to begin combating inflation while also preventing a market shock, which is why they weren't raising rates too dramatically. That's what we were told beforehand. And when it comes to the Federal Reserve, they typically do everything in their power to keep their word as well as remain as predictable as possible. But this time around, many of us were nervous that they would be forced to either raise rates earlier than expected or in larger increments than expected, as a desperate method to slow down this rampant inflation, and as a result, we would all end up getting rug pulled. But that didn't happen. The Fed stuck to the game plan, which had been set several months beforehand, but that was in the middle of last month. We learned in March that inflation in February climbed all the way up to 7.9%, and the Fed finally completed the bond buying taper and officially started raising rates. Problem solved, right? No more inflation, right? Wrong. Yesterday, the latest CPI report came out with the stats from the month of March, and wow, it's not looking good. First of all, the expectations were that inflation would climb as high as 8.4%, which ended up not being the case. It ended up being a little bit worse, 0.1% worse. According to the report, in the month of March, inflation rose to 8.5%. The expectations were that food and energy would be the primary cause of the continuing surge. Food due to persistent supply chain constraints, and energy due to the war between Russia and Ukraine. So even though expectations were off by just a hair, they were right in expecting that food and energy would be the primary cause of rising inflation, because what we're seeing in this report is that core inflation is actually beginning to inflect down. So we know that the big headline number is 8.5%, but let's take a quick look at what's inside and see some of the specific details. Food is up 1% for the month. That's 8.8% annually. Energy is up 11% for the month. That's 32% annually. Gasoline is up 18%. That's up 48% annually. Electricity is up 2.2%. That's 11.1% annually. Geez. I know these numbers are wild, but like I said, food and energy are the primary reasons for the surge. But we're seeing a significant slowdown in growth for other categories, even some negative growth. Shelter is up 0.5%, new vehicles up 0.2%, used vehicles down 3.8%, commodities, less food and energy, down 0.4%. Overall, this isn't a terrible report when you look at all of what's inside. If you're part of the headline generation and just run with that 8.5% without context, it looks horrible. I mean, let's be honest, it is horrible. Inflation continues to soar, but it looks worse than it actually is. And I'm personally optimistic. And I don't know how many of you remember, but last month, upon the big, major, massive Federal Reserve meeting, I was the one that said, next month's report, probably still going to be high. The month after that, probably still going to be high. The month after that, I wouldn't be surprised if that's still probably high. I think it's going to take a couple of months before we actually see a difference, before we even begin to scratch the surface. It's going to take a little while. But hopefully in maybe Q3, we can begin to stop having heart attacks over prices continuing to climb. Now, I do have a silver and gold stacking strategy that I mentioned last month, and I want to bring that back up today. But before I do, I also wanted to mention the stock market's reaction to this inflation report. Yesterday, the S&P 500 closed down 0.34%, the Dow Jones closed down 0.26%, and the NASDAQ closed down 0.3%. That was yesterday, the day the inflation report was released. Today, as I'm filming the video, the market literally just opened a couple minutes ago, so who knows what will take place today. But hey, really quick, before we get back into the silver and gold, since we're speaking of stocks, make sure to go and get your 5 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. Deposit any amount, and you're going to get those 5 free stocks. Normally it's 2, but they bumped it up to 5 for this month, so capitalize on that while you can. If you refer one friend to the app by April 18th, you only have a couple days left to do this one. They will give you 10 free stocks for the referral. It's part of their advertising budget. Rather than wasting currency on billboards and TV commercials, they reward the users for helping them build their app with them. And if you refer 3 friends by the end of the month, you only have about 2.5 weeks left to do this one, they will give you a spin on the Webull wheel, which guarantees you at least 1 free share of Apple, worth about $167 right now, with the chance of potentially winning 2, 3, 5, 7, maybe even 15 free shares of Apple, each worth about $167 right now. It's whatever you land on. Whatever you land on is what you get, but you're guaranteed at least one. Do not pass up on an opportunity. We will link in the description. Time is running out. If you don't want the stocks, go and get them anyway. They're free. Sell them. Congratulations. Now you have the cash to go get you some silver and gold if you want. We will link in the description. But now moving away from all of that, moving away from the inflation report, moving away from the Federal Reserve, moving away from the taper that came to an end last month and rates beginning to go up last month, and moving away from stocks and all of that, let's now talk about the silver and the gold. Now, like I said, I wanted to bring something up that I had mentioned while talking about and covering the last inflation report a month ago, and it was this silver and gold stacking strategy that I believe I was the one that came up with it. I never heard anybody else talk about it, but it's essentially matching whatever that headline number is when it comes to the inflation reports. For example, we're looking at 8.5% inflation. So why not inflate the stack by 8.5%, or at least try to get pretty close to it? Increase how much silver and or gold you plan on picking up this month by 8.5%. Why not? Now, what's funny about this silver and gold stacking strategy is that when I originally said it earlier this year, I had said it as a joke, or I thought of it as a joke, and I said it out loud as a joke, but when I did, I realized, hey, you know what? That actually kind of makes sense. It doesn't really sound like a half bad idea. For example, whatever inflation's looking like, whether it be 7%, 7.5%, 7.9%, 8.5%, why not use that number and inflate how much you're stacking that month? It might not be a terrible idea. Now again, originally I said it as a joke, but when I said it, it actually started to make sense. It didn't sound like a half bad idea. What if, let's just say, you plan on picking up about 100 ounces of silver this month. Let's just say that's your plan. Why not inflate that number by 8.5% to match inflation? Why not pick up 108.5 troy ounces of silver, or somewhere near that? It doesn't have to be specific. You don't have to be that precise about it. But why not pick up a little bit more? And by the way, the same goes for investing. Maybe you're focusing a little bit more on playing financial offense right now as opposed to financial defense. Maybe right now at this stage in the game, you're focusing a little bit more of your attention on building wealth, creating wealth, generating wealth by investing. Why not invest a little bit more? Why not invest 8.5% more or somewhere close to it? 8.5% more than you were originally planning on investing this month to match inflation. Why not? Or let's just say you are focusing a majority of your time, energy, and effort on the silver and gold. Maybe you're not worrying about playing financial offense at the moment. Maybe you're not worrying about generating wealth and building wealth. Maybe you're worrying about preserving wealth, the wealth that you've already created. Maybe you're playing financial defense, not financial offense. In which case, inflate how much you're stacking by maybe 8.5% or somewhere within that range. To me, it doesn't sound like a half bad idea. To me, it actually makes perfect sense. Now back to what I have on display right here. I actually have a nice little selection today. I already filmed Saturday and Sunday's videos, so I used a lot of the pieces on display for those videos. You'll be able to watch those videos this weekend. But if you're in the Precious Metals VIP Club, I'm probably going to be posting all of those videos on either Thursday or Friday morning. So it's another reason to join the Precious Metals VIP Club. That link will be in the description. But sitting here on display, like I said, we have a nice little selection. We have a 10th ounce Krugerrand, 10th ounce Britannia, 10th ounce Maple, 10th ounce Kookaburra, 10th ounce Eagle, 10th ounce Philharmonic. And those are all sitting on top of a 10-ounce silver bull bar. Right beside it, we have the beautiful Kraken and the beautiful Werewolf. Really looking forward to figuring out what in the world the third creature of the North is going to be. We have the 2020 right here, the 2021 right here. No one knows what the 2022 will be. I mean, some of us have a couple of ideas. I actually made a whole video about it and I posted it on my second channel. If you're not already subscribed, it's called Mykie DYDSS 2. I would recommend you go subscribe. I post weekly videos over there and they're shorter, more bite-sized videos, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes long rather than 15, 20, 30, 40 minutes long over here on the main channel. Then at the bottom, we have a kangaroo, a maple, a type 2 eagle, and a type 1 eagle. Then, of course, we have a 5-ounce sunshine bar next to a 1-ounce Westminster bar. We have a 5-ounce Aztec calendar round, and then we have a pile of 90% junk constitutional silver Washington quarters over there on the right. Now everything on display, like I said, some of this stuff was already out for the week because I try to mix and match it up every week for the videos, but a lot of what you're looking at right now, I was actually using for videos that I was filming over the last couple of days, scheduled to post for this weekend. But now that we finally know what the inflation report reads, or what the inflation report is telling us, according to the report, inflation in the month of March went up 8.5%. So next time I go about converting my dollars into more of this stuff right here, the next time I go about trading my debt notes for actual physical wealth, next time I go about trading my dollar bills for some silver or potentially gold, probably silver because I'm not overly fixated on gold at the moment. Next time I go about converting my currency into real, true, honest money, internationally recognized as money, constitutionally recognized as money, biblically recognized as money, real, true, honest money. Next time I go about acquiring some silver, acquiring some gold, I might have to inflate how much I'm going about acquiring. Maybe not by 8.5%, but I'll try to get pretty close to it. I definitely want to get some more Washington quarters this month. That's pretty much my go-to right now. That's where I can get the best bang for my buck. I understand that's not the case for everyone out there. A lot of people at their local coin shop, generic silver rounds carry the lowest premiums. For me, and at my local coin shop, the best bang for your buck is on the Washington quarters, or really the 90% silver in general, but they have way more Washington quarters than anything else. And I'm a big fan of supporting the local coin shop. That's what I've been saying for probably about 2 years now. Support your local coin shop. That's why we have the Support Your LCS t-shirts and hoodies, which are absolutely up for grabs right now in the DYDSS store. If you don't want anybody knowing what LCS stands for, don't worry. Just let them know it stands for locally canned soup. And then just walk away. Let them figure it out. DYDSS store will be linked in the description. But when it comes to the silver and when it comes to the gold, or more specifically when it comes to the gold, I'm not overly fixated on the beautiful yellow metal at this current time. Now don't get me wrong, I want to be fixated on the gold. I want more gold. I need more gold. The amount of gold that I have in comparison to the amount of silver that I have, to me, doesn't make sense. My personal gold to silver ratio is very, very off, and I'm severely lacking when it comes to gold. I'm fully aware of that. But at the moment, I think, for me personally, now for you it might be different. Everyone's stacking for different reasons, and depending on what stage in the game you're in, one metal might make more sense than the other metal, or maybe you're going about 50-50 on each of the metals, or whatever the case may be. But for me personally, silver just makes far more sense when it comes to the way that I'm stacking. Silver is what I consider to be the opportunity metal, and I do personally believe that silver is still at an opportunity low, even though spot price is now back up above the $25 an ounce mark, and even though premiums are still $3-4 over spot, I still consider that to be an opportunity low. That's what stack price is. It's the spot price plus the average premium. So if we're looking at $25 an ounce right now with an average premium of about $3 or so, $28, $29 stack price. And with the stack price being $28, $29 an ounce right now, that's the out the door grand total premium included price. I still consider that to be an opportunity low, which is why I still continue to stack the silver. And I don't think it's anywhere near the point of being called overvalued. I don't even think it's fair valued. I still consider it to be undervalued, even with the premiums of today. I consider that to be undervalued. You might have a different opinion, and if you do, then maybe you've stopped stacking the silver at this point. That's your call. My call is something different. I think it's still time to stack. I think it's still load the boat time. I still think it's back up the truck time, but that's just me. That's just the way I'm stacking. If you have a different opinion, that's perfectly fine. We don't have to agree on every single thing. But with that being the case, that's why I'm still stacking the silver. That's why I'm still fixated on the beautiful white metal right now. And like I said, at my local coin shop, I can get the best bang for my buck on the Washington Silver Quarter. So really this entire year so far, that's all I've stacked. In fact, most of last year, I can say the same thing. I can't even remember the last thing I picked up that wasn't a Washington Quarter. I have picked up some random miscellaneous pieces over the last year or so, but I don't even remember what the last one was. I've been almost exclusively stacking Washington Silver Quarters, and it's not because it's the Washington Silver Quarter. It has nothing to do with that particular coin. That's just where I can get the best bang for my buck. If next time I hit up the local coin shop and they say that the lowest premium piece of silver that they're carrying now are, I don't know, 10-ounce silver bars, then guess what? I'm going to be stacking 10-ounce silver bars again. I'm not going after anything in particular. I'm going after the silver. And I want to get as much of it as I can for the lowest possible price tag. Why pay more? If you close your eyes, this 10-ounce bar versus 10 ounces worth of 90% silver, it's still 10 ounces of silver either way. Whether it's pure silver, 90% silver, 3 nines fine, 4 nines fine, 90%, whatever. It's still silver. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not loyal to any particular coin, round, or bar. I'm loyal to the metal, and that's what I want. Doesn't matter to me what it is. Now, of course, I love 90%, and I'm more than happy to be stacking it primarily and almost exclusively. But if things change and the premium's lower over there, then that's where I'm going to move. If an opportunity presents itself to get generic silver rounds or generic silver bars or potentially, I don't know, a Philharmonic or Maple Leaf or Britannia or whatever the case may be, if I'm able to get silver for a lower premium than I'm able to get on the 90%, then I'm going to move over there. I'm going to wherever the lowest premiums are. I don't care where I have to move to, whatever it takes. That's basically my strategy right now. That's what makes the most sense to me. I want to know what you guys think. If you could head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. When it comes to the inflation report, was it better or worse than you expected? When it comes to that headline number, and then of course when it comes to the actual context. The headline number, probably worse than what I expected, but it's really not too big of a shock, if I'm going to be honest with you. I knew inflation was going to continue going up. But then when it comes to the context, when it comes to everything that was inside, I was actually pleasantly surprised that we're actually seeing inflation growth slowing down and also some negative growth in certain categories. That was nice to see, which is why I'm optimistic. And then, of course, when it comes to my silver and gold stacking strategy, inflating how much you're stacking by whatever the inflation report says, do you think that's a good stacking strategy? Is that something that you're going to be trying to implement? Head on down to the comments and let me know. If you guys like today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Go and get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel in the biggest possible way. We got t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, coffee mugs in a bunch of different designs. A lot of the products are actually helping us raise a little bit of funds and awareness for different charity organizations, by the way. DYDSS store will be linked in the description. Come and join us in the Precious Metals VIP Club, which is where I do giveaways every single month, live streams multiple times a week. Remember, I am going to be going live tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come hang out. Deal alerts on silver and gold almost every single day. You can watch all of my videos early and commercial free, and every Saturday morning I post a brand new adventure vlog, and there are a ton of other perks as well, by the way. VIP club link in the description. I guarantee you the value exceeds the cost. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, make sure to go and get your 5 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. Normally it's 2 free stocks. They bumped it up to 5, so capitalize on that while you can. Deposit any amount. It could be as little as a penny, and it still works. You still get those free stocks for joining, and I know because that's what I did. If you refer one friend by April 18th, you only have about 5 days left to do this, they will give you 10 free random stocks for the referral. Just click the little invite button, send it to one person that you know. 10 free random stocks for the referral. It's part of their advertising budget, like I said before. Rather than wasting currency on billboards and TV commercials, they reward the users for helping them build their app with them. And then, of course, if you refer 3 friends by the end of the month, you have about 2.5 weeks left to do this one. Webull's going to give you a spin on the spin wheel, which guarantees you at least 1 free share of Apple, worth about $167 right now, with the chance of winning 2, 3, 5, 7, maybe even 15 free shares of Apple, each worth about $167 right now. It's whatever you land on, that's what you get, but you're guaranteed at least 1. And if you don't want the stocks, go and get them anyway. They're free. And then sell them. Congratulations, now you have the cash to go and get you some silver and gold if that's what you want. Webull link in the description. Time is running out. Do not pass up on an opportunity. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know once again, what are your thoughts on everything shared in today's video? When it comes to the inflation report, we're now looking at 8.5% inflation. Core inflation isn't so bad. This is primarily caused by food and energy continuing to soar, but regardless, 8.5% inflation. What are your thoughts on that? Is that better than you expected? Is that worse than you expected? And then, of course, when it comes to my silver and gold stacking strategy, potentially inflating how much silver and or gold you're picking up this month by about 8.5% to match inflation. Does that sound like something that makes sense? Does that sound like a good way of going about stacking the silver and gold? Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.